Today I'm going to be changing an outer CV joint on my VW T4, just the way I do it, and hopefully it'll help somebody who's going to have a go at it at their house and not taking it to a garage. So yeah, I'll go through it step by step. Right, you can start off, make sure you've got it on a axle stand, don't go underneath without a stand. It's on the jack as well, so there's two supports there. And we're going to need a 27mm socket to undo the drive shaft nut there. If you haven't got a nut gun, you're best off with the wheel on the ground, crack that nut off so it's slack before you take the wheel off and jack it up, and then you can undo it easily then. And to start with, the way I do this, which I find much easier because they got hell of a tension on the suspension on the lower arm. They've got a torsion bar set up which has got a nut which you can undo to take the tension off. Some people just lever this arm down, but it's really hard. I have done it that way, but I find doing the torsion bar is so much easier. I'll just take it underneath now, I'll show you the nut. And that's here, which is a 27mm. 27mm. If you've got a deep socket and a nut gun, you can normally undo them fine, but they are quite stiff. Just undo this, count the threads first so you know exactly where to put it back, and just undo it. You'll feel the tension come off, the nut will go a little bit loose, and they can sometimes pop out of the socket, but don't panic, it goes back in easy enough. So I'll get that undone next. Next, we'll undo this drive shaft nut, bolt rather. Comes off easy enough. And then next we have got some spline bolts right there for the lower ball joint. Now it's far easier to take these two out here than to actually split the ball joint. I'm not sure if you can see that very good. Yeah. There's the bolts there. 14 spline. If you're changing the ball joint, obviously you've got to undo the nut there and split that. But if you keep in the ball joint and you split that with a ball joint splitter, you're likely to just damage the boot. It's a good design on these. You can actually take the bolts out, move the ball joint out the way. This is the spline socket, as you can see, size 14, don't know if you can see that, but that will fit the bottom ball joint. Some of them have got, I believe, a 10mm Allen key, and some have got bolts, so you'd have to check what you got. And you've got to lever down this arm, separate ball joint, can be a little bit stiff. We'll see how it goes now. Yeah, quite stiff. came off quite easy in the end. So that bottom bolt out now is free over there, so we can then get the drive shaft out. Super tight. This bolt should be replaced. It comes in the kit if it's got a decent kit. They're stretch bolts, I believe. I'm just going to turn the wheel. Should come out. Okay. There we go. There we go. It is free. I think what I'll do to make some more room, I'll take this bolt holding the shock and the link arm, and then this can move out of the way. Plenty of room then to work on it. Right, this bolt on the shock is a 21mm. Spanner on the other side. Just tap it through. Keep the nut on there when you tap the bolt because you will damage the thread. That's nice and free. So you can wind this on the outside, you normally undo it. Just like that. Let's get this. There we go. Right, don't really give much more room, does it? There we go. What I've done, I pushed the shock in and it's given me plenty of room to get at that. So I've got to cut the clips off and I'll show you then how to get the CV joint off the shaft. It's quite easy. Let's get some side cutters or something. You just got to twist this clip around. There, that comes off nice and easy. Good. Careful with these, they're pretty sharp. Cut your fingers easy on those. Same again on the back one. That's it. This is where it gets messy now. So I'll just push the bolt back. You get all that monkey grease. Slide the bolt back out of the way. It's not going. Don't worry about that. Right. Found an easier way of getting these shafts off. Before you'd have to try and tap them, get it past the clip. Really awkward. But with these, use an old bolt from the end of the drive shaft, and I've welded just a smaller bolt on the end. What happens, you wind that in and it just separates the shaft from the CV joint. So yeah, it works pretty well, hopefully. I'll show you now. That's straight. So that will wind in there. Threads are a little bit dodgy on you. There we go. No. There we go. Then I'll just wind it in on the gun. See that bolt pushes the shaft off. So yeah, good German design that. So I need to clean everything up now and get rid of all this grease. Clean the boot off. Right, so I'm gonna push this new boot. Just get everything up the way. Pretty tight when I know. Right. It comes with these plastic bits as well. There's a washer and a plastic bit. You'll see them when you take the other one off. You can see how they go. Yeah, this boot needs to go on a little bit further actually. Turn that back around. Alright, the new joint doesn't come with any grease or anything inside. It'll come with some CV grease. So you've got to put plenty, well, put it all in, cover everything as best you can. Just get it on all the ball bearings. If you've got anything left, just squirt it in the hole. It'll all cover everything up. Right. So to push this now back onto the splines. Be careful doing this, make sure it is actually lined up properly, because you will have to tap it on as well, but you don't want to go tapping it on if it's not quite lined up. It will damage the splines. I can feel that going on, so we'll just give it a tap with the mallet. Yeah, that's on. Yep, that's locked in. Excellent. Make sure this edge is nice and clean, there's no grease on it, and the bolt will fit down pretty good then. Let's get rid of that, that's a bit good then. Just ease the boot over it. He says. Let's pull that away. This is quite a tight fit, which is good. That's it. Just ease it over. Don't be tempted to help it on with a screwdriver. We'll just split the boot. Yeah, that's all on good. And it'll come with 2 new clips. Okay, I haven't seen this type before. Okay. Not great. There's this type of clip. Probably should have been on the shaft ready, because usually comes with clips like these that you can just put around afterwards. Great. Okay, we'll have a look at this now and see which way I'm going to do it. Okay, a little bit of a schoolboy error. I should have looked at the clips first. I've never seen these type. Had I known that, I would obviously put them on the shaft first. I can't get that one on obviously because it's too small, but I got that one on. Just give you a show there. That one's on pretty good, and I've had to use a bit of a bodge really. I've used a cable tie on the back one, but yeah, that's going to be fine. But the main one, this outer one here, that's on nice and tight. Yeah, stupid clips. Right, so that's all back, and now we're just gonna manhandle it back into the hub. Hopefully that will go okay with a bit of luck. Let's pull that out. Just ease it around. That just slots in there nicely. I'll put the bolt in just to keep it in place. New bolt, by the way. I'll find out the torque setting then for this bolt before we tighten it up properly. For now, and just lining this bottom ball joint up there. See how that goes now. See, there's no tension on this bottom arm at all with that torsion bar undone. Right, I'll get the bolts ready for that. That'll go in easy enough. I'm just going to get some Loctite. I prefer to put a bit of Loctite on these, really don't want them coming loose. There we go, we have a bit of Loctite on the bolts, stop them coming loose. And I'm just going to get them in. Bit of a fiddle. Once you get them lined up, it's not so bad. Where are we? I had it in line with it. This one in. Probably on this side, let's see this one. Right, been checking, the bolts are 90 Newton meters plus 90 degrees after that, so I'll take them up to 90 first. That's 90. Right, so that's fairly tight. They need another 90 degrees. After that, I haven't got an angle gauge with me. I can more or less wing 90 degrees. Right, so that's there. Fairly tight. There we go. Right. Yeah, I'm happy that's tight enough. Find out the torque for that, then we can tighten that up with the wheels on the ground later. Just gonna get the shock absorber back on. Pull that down. Let's give the bolt a tap through it, should be alright. That's it. Somewhere. Right. Everything's tight there. I'll see if I can find out the torque for that as well while I'm here. Okay, that 21mm nut there is 80 Newton meters. Review that with the wind, 80 Newton meters. Just slow that down. Yeah. Okay. Right. I'm going to wind up the suspension bolt a bit now, and I'll fine tune that to get it to the exact same spot it was. Right, drive shaft bolt here is 150 Newton meters plus 90 degrees. So I put the wheel back on, take my cap off here, I'm going to drop it on the floor and then I can torque that bolt up properly then. Right, so 150 Newton meters. Yep, that's 150 there. That's fairly tight actually. We go plus 90 as well, so we need to come up to here. There we go. So that's tight. And the wheel nuts, bolts 160. So we'll do them too. And that's it, job done. If you do change one of these, it's worth keeping old bolt. You could do what I did and weld a little stud on the end. I have used a little socket, just loosely stick it in the hole and put that in and tighten it to push the shaft off. Just got to dig the socket out then from inside the CV joint. But yeah, handy. Hope this helps you out if you're going to change one of these. It's pretty straightforward. Just take your time, it's no rush. Thank you very much.